Welcome to this video on entering grades on the electronic PLP. So here we are at the home page on the Basic Skills Electronic PLP. This time we're going to talk about how you enter grades at the end of the quarter. This will be a little different because it's not the end of quarter for me, and so if I enter grades now, I would need to go back and change grades. So I will show you the process of doing it, but I'm not actually going to hit enter on any of the students, because then I would have to go back and change their grade if it changed between now and the end of the quarter. But I will show you the process. So once you've arrived at this home page, the way that we enter grades at the end of the quarter is to use this progress button right here. So there's a lot of information here that doesn't pertain to you. And the way that you select your classes, the very first thing you need to do is select the quarter that you're going to be grading. And again, this doesn't follow from screen to screen as you change classes. So be very aware that you're always working under the quarter that you want to grade. So for example, I want to do fall quarter 2017. I never remember my employee ID number, but it's listed, names are listed here alphabetically, and you can go find yourself. And what that does now is it brings up all the classes I have listed for me under the quarter I selected. For this demonstration, I'm going to work with my Math 4 class, and the important part is to get this item number. So I will have a piece of paper in front of me that I write the item number down, 1065. Just so that I remember what it is. I'm going to use my cut and paste function for something else. So I'm just going to write down 1065. The first thing you want to do is have it run a student roster for you. And that's up here right below the quarter. And now I need to enter that course number, which is 1065. And it brings up the roster of my students that are registered in this class. This again is an overlay. I can move it wherever I want. I change the size just so I have the names and their student ID number. And then I'm going to move it over to the side because I want to use the cut and paste for the student ID number so I don't make mistakes, rather than the item number, which is only 4 numbers. So I have my student roster reshaped, and I've got it over here to the side. Notice I can enter grades or correct grades. So I'm going to go in and select enter grades. It's asking me again for the year and the quarter. So please remember to select the current quarter you're grading. If you don't select, it will automatically select for you the very first one at the top, which is summer quarter 2018, which we don't want. So you have to be very intentional about selecting the proper quarter. My item number is 1065. It will not show you the student's name until you go in and look under the reports. So you have to have some way where you're checking things off. You're very intentional, time when you can concentrate without interruptions. So normally I would start at the top and go straight down. There are a couple students here that at this point I can give them a grade because they have stopped coming. So this student right here, I'm going to double click on their student ID number, use the Control-C to copy that student ID number, and paste it with a Control-V so that I don't have to type in that 865 number because I usually make mistakes typing those in. This student has stopped coming, so they will not pass this class. Notice that the grade is a drop-down menu. It's got all of the letter grades, including credit or no credit, pass, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or a withdrawal. Then I'm going to say, do I recommend that this student progress to the next level or not? This one is not going to progress. Here I can leave notes. Stopped attending due to family issues. So one thing I need to remember for these students that have stopped coming or get lower than a C- grade is that then I need to remember to go back to that main screen and put them on academic watch. So anybody who brings up their report will notice that that student's on academic watch. I would do that in a separate session from entering grades, because once you have this screen up, you want to go through all of your students in that class and finish it up. You don't want to be going between screens, at least I wouldn't. So once everything looks the way that you want it, you can hit Next Record. Notice what happened. My year and quarter went away. That's just part of this program. So every time I need to go and select fall quarter, my course item number went away, 1065. The next student that I want to do is this student right here. I'm going to Control C and copy their student ID number, Control V to paste it. At this point, this student is not passing my class. I would select no, I don't recommend them to progress. And let's say the student only completed one of 4 required lessons in that class. I'm not going to hit Next Record or Close Form right now because the student is still attending. This may change between now and the end of the quarter. So unfortunately, I'm going to erase all of this information so it doesn't get saved for this student at this time. Once I hit Next Record or close the form, it's automatically recorded. Because I'm only in week 6 of this quarter, I'm not to the point where I can enter all my grades. So this shows you how to enter grades. So I'm going to pause for just a minute and then show you how you can check the grades against your grade book once everything is entered. So let me pause this and I will join you again in just a moment. Okay, so here's where we left off on entering grades. So I'm going to close out student roster. To close out this particular progress screen, there's a little X here, and when I hover over it, it says close progress. My underlying navigation screen is still there. If I want to go and check to make sure that all my grades are in correctly for that quarter, I'm going to use the Reports button. Now for this demonstration, I'm going to go back to a previous quarter where I know that I had all my grades enter. So I'm going to go back to spring 2017. I want grades by class. I already have the item number. And it takes it a minute to bring up the query. So this was for spring. It was my ABE Math 4. Notice I have names, their student ID numbers, the grades that they got, whether they should progress or not. I like to put, if they get a less than satisfactory grade, why they got that grade, so that the next instructor can know what they need to do. So here's my grades. I can go through my grade book and check and make sure that I got everyone on there. So that's how you check your grades. If you find a mistake, we can go back and correct it. So I'm going to hover over this little X in the upper right, and it says Close Student Grades. I'm going to hover it over it again, and it says Close Reports. And now I'm going to go back from this main screen back into Progress. Again, I have to select the quarter I want, so I'm going to go back into this fall quarter 2017. I need to go find my name again. I'm still going to look at the 1065 that I just entered that one grade. And instead of entering grades, I'm going to correct grades. And it says, enter the quarter code. That quarter code is right here, B782. That's how the college keeps track of the quarters. 7-8 stands for the 17-18 school year. 2 stands for this is fall is quarter 2. Summer is quarter 1. Fall is quarter 2. Winter is quarter 3. And spring is quarter 4. Now it's going to ask me the item number, 1065. Now it wants the student ID number. And I forgot to write down that student's ID number. Anyway, it would bring it up on a spreadsheet. You can correct the grade and enter it, and it will be there for you. I went and got the student's ID so that you can see what it looks like. I enter the student's ID number. So here it doesn't give me the name again, it just gives me the student ID number, the year, the item number, the grade. So if I needed to change his grade, I could do it there and then save it. So once I close this out, the changes would be made. So I hope that's helpful on how to enter grades, how to correct grades, and how to check that you've got all your grades entered in. Thank you for watching.